Hey, what's up guys, how you doing? This is HarrajSinghProductions over here. So I told you I'd be back for another upload. This topic I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time. So how to pass your theory test. And this is something I've seen a lot of people struggling. So hopefully this video does help you guys. And I'll try to keep it as short and simple as I can. So let's get straight to the point. So there's two parts of the test that you need to take into consideration. So one will be the multiple choice questions. So there are 50 questions in the multiple choice section. So you have to get 43 out of 50 in order for you to pass that section. Altogether for that section you get about 57 minutes for you to complete the questions. And the second part of the test is the hazard perception, and the hazard perception is where you're given like 14 videos and scenarios where you have to spot the hazard, and this is where it teaches you how to keep aware of when you're actually driving. So when you are driving, you would know when to spot a hazard and when to actually stop. So the first thing I would recommend is that rather than buying the book and actually spending £10 or more on the book, I would recommend the app over here that it shows. And this is the app that actually helped me to pass my theory test, because if it wasn't for this app, I don't think I would have passed. I know for a fact that you must be thinking that okay, I'm some sort of advertiser that's advertising this app, but this is actually so beneficial, because even though it's just £4.99, you're better off spending £4.99 than to spend £10 over a book that will tell you some things. Whereas this app actually has every single question that can possibly come up on every single topic. It's also giving you the hazard perception videos too that can possibly come up, the highway code and the road signs. So which makes it more beneficial for you and to obtain more knowledge too at the same time. I know I shouldn't be saying this, but it took me about 4 days to a week to actually study for my theory, and it actually helped me pass. So what I did was, they had a lot of mock tests that they provide. So the app, I kept on using it, kept on practicing all the questions that it had. As well as that, I also practiced the hazard perception scenarios too at the same time. So this way, it helped me build my knowledge, and I was more confident to actually answer the questions for my theory test when it actually came to on the day. As practice does make perfect, and for every exam you will practice as much as you can, especially on the topics that you are struggling with. This is the same thing that you would do for the theory test as well. So with the topics I did actually not score well with, this test would actually tell me what topics I'm struggling with. So this is what helped me a lot as well. So every time I got a question wrong, it would highlight to me what topic this is, as well as that why I got the question wrong. So this is what helped me actually score 40 out of 50 in the multiple choice. So if you keep on practicing with this app, I am sure that when you go for the actual test, you should be fine, because the questions in the actual test in comparison to the app, they're very similar, but it's just that the words may be a bit different. But that's with every exam, if you get my point. So yes guys, I wouldn't recommend you to revise last minute. I would recommend you to at least spend about 2 weeks or more. At least practice all the questions, because the more questions you do practice, the more prepared you are for the exam. But just to let you guys know, when you are in the theory exam, the only difference is the fact that when you are going there, they will make sure that you put all your belongings into a locker, so that way there's a guarantee that you won't be cheating. I know it's a bit strict, but that's how it is. But at the same time, when it comes to the multiple choice questions, the only difference is the fact that you're doing it on a computer rather than a phone. Other than that, it's exactly the same as how it is on the phone. But with hazard perception, on the phone, when you are identifying a hazard, on the phone you have to click where the hazard is. Whereas in the actual test, you have to press like a keyboard or a buzzer. It depends on where you're actually doing it, because some theory tests are different, like the places that you do it in. So obviously, that's the only difference, but it's the same rules, everything is the same. So yeah, the more you practice, the more you will actually see yourself feeling confident for the exam. Another tip that I would like to give you guys, which is something that I wish I did so I could have passed my driving test a lot more faster and I could have gained a lot more knowledge before my theory test, is to actually try to take a few driving lessons before I actually do my theory test, because that way when you are actually driving on the road, you actually have more experience and you obtain more of an insight towards what a hazard is. Whereas if you haven't taken any driving lessons and you're learning the theory, it's like, okay, you learned the theory, but you don't know how to put in actual practice. If that's something that you may want to consider, depending on your budget, on whether you want to actually invest money into taking driving lessons. And lastly guys, what I would definitely recommend for you to actually benefit for the long term as well as a driver, is to actually learn the highway code and the road signs really well. Because sometimes when people do even pass their driving test, they don't drive for a very long time and they actually forget their knowledge on the road signs, highway code. It happens to a lot of people. So once you do actually study it and learn it fully, you won't have to go through that problem. So that is something I would read through, and this app actually gives you that too. So obviously make the most out of it. Make sure you do actually read through the highway code, the road signs, and practice as much as you can. Especially whilst you're doing your driving test too, you will still need that knowledge. Yeah guys, I hope this video has actually benefited you. I've tried to keep it as short and simple too. If you got any questions, do comment below and I'll try to answer them. For more upcoming videos, do make sure you subscribe to my channel. Do make sure that you share this to the people out there that are actually taking the theory test. So yeah guys, whoever is taking their theory test, good luck to them. So see you in the next video guys. Peace.